Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This will be my first video on Stack Squad. It's taken me just over a year to make this video. Um, the quality won't be there just because I said it's a year doesn't mean this video is going to be anything crazy. This is my first time ever doing something like this. It just took me a year to kind of build the confidence and make the time to kind of figure out how to do this. I'm still very amateur into this, so as for now, it's just kind of gonna be screen recordings because I can't figure out how to do other recordings and whatnot. Um, so basically, this portfolio, I started this last year in February. It's been just over a year. It's been about like a year. You could say 9 days almost. I had started investing during COVID time, but I was more into like speculative picks, trying to get big gains. Ended up losing a decent bit and kind of just ended up quitting with that and kind of sold everything and just kind of let it rest. Um, Started working on business. Thankfully, my business is doing well. So my wealth creation is coming from my business. So for me, this portfolio is sort of my wealth preservation and also a secondary source of income. So within a year, I just shy of $40,000 invested. Um, Currently sitting at just under 48,000. Decent amount of gains of 8,200, 20% up, slightly up for the day. My dividend percent for my portfolio is 3.22%. I would want this to be closer to 4, but I'm not too mad about that. I'm happy with that. My main focus was dividend growth. I wanted to be in the double digits. I want to be 10 to 12%. 9.3 isn't bad, obviously, beating inflation. Um, that was my main thing. I My business makes more than enough money for me, thankfully. But I also didn't want that money to just sit in the account and not do anything. So my goal is I want to be making about $55,000 annually here, hopefully within the next 10 years. Which is a very short timeline, I know. But I just believe in creating big goals for myself. That's the only way you can kind of push yourself to the next level. And these would be obviously used to pay bills and whatnot. It would just kind of be where I would have my other sources of income in my business where I could kind of, just spend money on my family and whatnot, vacations, mortgages, cars, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the money I make from this portfolio would be just my bills and whatnot, just to make it a bit easier. This is just going to kind of be like a quick overview. I'm going to make another video kind of going in depth. I have a solid amount of holdings. I know it's a lot. There's going to be a lot of crossover. Um, this account's only a year old. It's going to go through a lot of changes. I've already sold off a lot of holdings I had. I think at one point I was almost in the 40s. I think I've cut it down now into the 20s. Um, but yeah, this is this is kind of the portfolio. I'm gonna be making another video here, going in depth with all my categories. But this is kind of just a breakdown and kind of give you guys a little history, I guess, of my portfolio and of the channel since it's gonna be my first video. Um, I'm 27 years old. I don't know if that matters or not. Um, as you can see, dividend growth, right? 2025, 2026. Now that I actually have one whole year in February, you can see kind of how the dividends kind of grown. Um, Now that I actually have one year, it's gonna actually be cool to be able to track a year over year increase or decrease, right? Hopefully, it's gonna be an increase. Um, but it'd just be good to know. I mean, from what you can already see, January I made more money than I did the whole year of 2025. Um, and then obviously these graphs aren't just go up, 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 up because that's not how dividends work and that's not how a lot of these companies pay. A lot of these are quarterly, right? So they'll pay once a quarter and they usually end up falling on the same month. I have some that are monthly, which is well like will bring the smaller months up a little bit. Uh, but that's also one of my goals is I want to have enough monthly paying stocks where even like on a slow month, I'd be making like a couple $1,000. So it's not big swings. Um, this is just kind of like a small goal that I made, which wasn't really realistic because the way I inject my money into my portfolio isn't kind of like a set amount of, hey, I'm putting in 250 a month or 500 a month. It's sort of, oh, I have $1,000 here. I at $500 here. Oh, the market's dipping. Let me, grab a couple $1,000 out of this account. I'll put it here, and then I can worry about that later. So I've had months where I've put in $10,000, and I've had months where I've put nothing. Um, but this was just I think I did this based off of putting in an additional like 250 a month, based off of like starting off on like a lower amount of 1.5 thousand. Um, but yeah, so this is my account, and I'll be making another video here going more into a breakdown and more of my thought process of doing this. Hopefully you guys like this. Because I'm new to this, I don't know what I'm doing, and obviously I don't know what people like to see or learn about. So leave me a comment of if you guys have any questions, or if you just want me to talk about anything. Um, this is just kind of like I want this channel to kind of be like the Joseph Carlson show, where he basically has his whole investment life um is on the YouTube, and you can see what he's done and how he can track it himself. That's kind of what I want. I want to be able to look back 10, 15 years back and be like, okay, well, where was I on this day, this many years back? But yeah, please like, subscribe, and comment underneath. Thank you guys so much.